Greetings, exiles. I continue my journey with Shield Crush Champion. I'll start with your favorite intro. Not a bad start. Now that's better. What's going on here? This is madness. When I saw this, I couldn't believe my eyes and immediately thought that Gravicious had come up with a very original way to give me Mage Blood this time. But then I saw this. This is an incredibly difficult map, and I definitely won't be able to complete it, so I'll have to sell it. So no free Mage Blood. I find this to be a rather challenging map, and I do not anticipate many buyers for it, especially at the beginning of the league. So I will wait for a buyer. And here is the buyer. Actually, I was wrong. It is a clown, not a buyer. Anyway, Gravicious and Lucky Drop are certainly good, but besides that, I managed to earn a lot of currency by selling T17 maps. Easy and quick money. But more on that later. For now, let's do some shopping. First, a small purchase. Runegraft. 10% more attack speed for 1 skill point is a good value. Now I need this unique amulet with +3 level to Shield Crush. And Shield Crush level 21. All this is needed to reach level 24, where the new breakpoint is located. Very good DPS boost. That's why I recommend making these upgrades as soon as possible. Corrupted unique belt to fix my resistances. I also need new armor, which means it's time for crafting. I'll need this base and dense fossils. Not the best armor and evasion value, but the suffixes are very good. Benchcraft. I would like evasion and armor to be over 2,000, but wait a minute. I have a plan. That's better. And 6 links. And yes, I know about the Black Morrigan, but I don't have any yellow beasts and I don't want to waste time on the trading site. So fast and easy 6 links. New gloves. With spell suppression, accuracy, life, and resistance. And a new ring. With life and giga resistances. And let's not forget about catalysts. And the last purchase, a helmet. Spell suppression, life, and resistance. Free prefix as a bonus. It was pretty good shopping. Also, let's not forget about my friend. I bought him a few new items too. Ring with additional curse. Gloves with vulnerability on hit for more damage. And an amulet with beacon of hope for haste AoE. I know this isn't a meta build for a mercenary, but it gives me speed, explosions, and extra damage, so it suits me perfectly. And a little bit of random gameplay. I really like this build. And although it doesn't feel as broken as meta builds, we still have damage and defense, and most importantly, I enjoy playing with it. It's really fun. As I said at the beginning of my video, my main income came from selling T17 maps. I used this atlas. But I won't go into detail about this strategy because at the moment, the price of fortress maps has dropped, and the cost of the scarabs I used has risen, so this strategy is not as profitable. But in a nutshell, it's an atlas with quantity and increased map effect. Standard options if you want to farm maps. But I also added ore deposits. New atlas nodes that were added in this patch. With these scarabs, we have a lot of ore deposits on the maps, and we have a good chance that one of the ore deposits will be bismuth, which adds elemental monster modifiers to all magic and rare monsters in the area. And that means more loot. In combination with this scarab, we have a lot of magic monsters on the map and even more loot. My setup looked like this. In general, the strategy was very profitable. I also used shrines, and the gameplay with them is very fun, not gonna lie. Once again, it's time to go shopping. Forbidden Flesh and Flame with Weapon Master. And this unique sword. It's a very powerful combination because with Varanastra we get all these bonuses. Usually, using this unique sword in attack builds is a bad idea because it gives 0 damage. But all our damage comes from the shield, so it's the perfect choice for us. Now, some important information. Sometimes after my videos, the price of some unique items that I use in my build increases significantly. As you can see, I paid 7 divine orbs, which is good value. So if you want to buy these unique jewels and you see that the current price is significantly higher, don't buy them. It's not worth it, and it's better to spend your currency on something else. Anyway, let's continue shopping. Lethal Pride. With melee damage, max fortification, and melee critical strike multiplier. To choose the right timeless jewel, use this website, or the option in Path of Building. Now I need large clusters, and a small crafting. No way. Intelligence. That's what I need. And then the second one. 2 large clusters are a must because we need sockets so we can place all our jewels. And of course, Watcher's Eye. With increased attack speed with precision and impales, you inflict 2 additional hits. If you have a limited budget, buy only with impale. And 1 tattoo to get a 100% spell suppression chance. And another milestone for this build is complete. Now we can go for a small test. Not bad. And back to the maps. Now we can try the big boy strategy. T17 and strongboxes. Strongboxes were my favorite strategy in the last league, but something happened in this one, and I quickly got bored with it. Settlers was a very long league, and most likely it was strongboxes overdose. So I went back to the Syndicate. Speaking of which, in this patch, the developers changed Katarina. So let's check her out. That was very quick. No way. Nice loot. Another topic I would like to discuss with you is the Celestial Brace. It is a very powerful unique item for this build. However, I personally will not be using it, and there are 2 reasons for this. The first is that the developers changed its drop rate, and now it's quite expensive. This one item costs as much as my entire build. But that's only half the problem. The second is that with this item, it's very difficult for us to get resistance and spell suppression cap. And I had to spend a lot of currency on GG items. So it's a skip for me. And now for the finishing touches. New boots. With spell suppression, life, movement speed, and resistance. And a free suffix. 4 benchcraft. In combination with this unique jewel, I got elemental ailment immunity. There was very little crafting in this video, but in this league, rare items are very cheap and in my opinion, much easier to buy than to craft. And 1 more mega ring. Now the build is perfect. Of course, there is still a lot of room for improvement. But as you know, I don't like very expensive builds, and I prefer to start a new build from scratch rather than continue to upgrade a build to perfection. Let's try the Uber bosses again. Good loot from the Uber bosses. No way. This time without good loot. Maybe it's a good watcher's eye? Nope. My loot filter hid this cool flask from me. Well, as you may have guessed, this is the end of my journey. The build turned out to be quite strong and, most importantly, with interesting gear progression. As I said earlier, it's not super broken, but you can still do almost all the content with it. The Champions rework was really good too. Good job, GGG. As for the new league, it's hard for me to say anything about it yet. I really like some of the new changes, but at the same time, other changes are very mediocre. Anyway, I'll figure out the league in my new journey. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I would be very grateful for your likes and subscriptions. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.